Randy, those PDFs are a series of things to come with accent development. And they're sort of part of half of some of the things that we do. For example, today I'll show you something I got out of Stick Control book. See, Stick Control book has no accents at all. Absolutely none. The object of Stick Control book, if you looked at some of my videos, the way George Lawrence Stone intended it to be, man, I just popped my elbow someplace and it's bleeding bad. But anyway, it don't matter. What I do, we're going to do this in different tempos, different stages. And I reference off the Stick Control book for this particular lesson. And I look at the line, that's page 5 we're working on, the first line, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now when I just did that, notice that my right hand and my left hand came down from the same point. So technically, theoretically, and scientifically, they should produce the same sound on the impact on any surface that you're playing, on the snare drum or the drum pad. I feel like demonstrating this right now on a drum pad, only because it's a lot of guys, you should take it on the drum pad first, then we go to the drum set. But the drum pad is definitely for this exercise where it's at, and then we'll go to the snare drum. But if you saw the way I just played the first line, 1 and 2 and, look at the hands, they're at the same point of attack. They hit, I rebound, and I stop them. That is called a control stroke, all right, or a half stroke. See that? So, as you see on the PDFs, you see there's D, which is a downstroke. Example, I'm starting here. This is a full stroke position. That's a downstroke. I control that stroke from coming back. Okay, so if I didn't control it, it would come right back. I didn't stop it. So I'm coming down, that's a downstroke. Okay, that is a control stroke. Now from this point, if I wanted to play a tap, look at the distance of the tip of my stick to the drum pad. It's a lighter sound, but it's all coming down from the same point. It's a tap. So if I want to come back into the full stroke position, I have to come up. Okay, so far we have the full stroke, the downstroke, and the upstroke. Or the free stroke, the downstroke, the tap, and the upstroke. Do we understand that? Now, like I said, I've taken this exercise, I've developed this exercise from the brilliance of George Lawrence Stone, his order of sticking patterns. It's a binary mathematical system that he's used, but it still absolutely gives you strength on the right hand attack, on the left hand attack, doubling up on the right hand attack, doubling up on the left hand attack, and then combinations of singles and doubles, or diddles as you want to call them. So now I look at the first line, which was 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? Now I'm going to eliminate the lefts. So that's just going to give me rights. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm going to reference off of that. I'm looking at the line, I'm saying, okay, I'm just going to play the rights, but I'm going to play the rights as accents underneath this. This is going to be constant. I'm doing a straight 8th note vamp. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So, from that point, all right, I've developed the exercise. I look at the first guy, it's a right, because it's going to, the first 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be accent because I'm referencing off the rights. The rights are 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to give me an accent on 1, 2, 3, 4. The mic ain't coming up? You can hear me okay? Yes, no, maybe, perhaps? What's going on? Ed, you having a problem hearing me? How about you, Randy? You having a problem hearing me? Marcio, how you doing? Can you guys hear me now? Is that better? I had a switch off. I didn't turn the switch on. Ah. All right. Let's go to the exercise. We're referencing off the rights. So it's telling me 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be accented underneath this. There you go. I had a switch. I had the phantoms off. Oh, man. All right, so now I'm playing eighth notes underneath from 1 point. I'm not going to play any fast tempos here right now. So I'm getting one sound. You could all hear me now, right? All right, now, it's telling me to play an accent on the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. That's because I'm referencing off the page. So without doing that, I'm going to start up here in the full stroke position, because now I have to come down and give me an accent. And the next one is not an accent, but I have to get myself in position for an accent. So I have to come up. So the first movement is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Notice the sound is consistent. The accent's louder. The upstroke is the same sound all the time. Ah. That's line number 1. Now I gave you 2 lines for line number 1 because they're taking the right. And we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. The next line is the left. All right, we're going to use the left. We're using this constant. So what it is, it's a downstroke, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now what I like to do, once you get this thing going on, you could hit the metronome pretty quick. I don't have it set up. All I do, I have to go turn the switch on. I'm doing so many different things. I popped myself in the arm before, and I cut myself in the elbow. Sorry about that. Anyway, you're taking the right and you're taking the left. Okay, so what we want to do here now, once you get it going on, let's do it slow. We're going to do increments of 4 measures. I'm going to play the first line, the accent part, 1, 2, 4 measures. When I complete 4 measures, I'm going to go to the reversal of that with the left hand lead. So I'll do it slow. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2. Go to the left, 4, and 1. I'm sorry. It's hard to talk and do this shit. And 4, and 2, 2. A little faster. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. Now let me just give you another kick here. You know, it's like something that would inspire you to really work at this. This is a lesson in levels or control strokes with the accent. But for example, if I was taking 16th notes, single strokes, and I want to accent 1 of the 16th, 1 E and 2 E and 3. Look at the right hand. 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and ba. Who's that? I got to go get my glasses. The upstroke, okay. Who's that? Teresa, how you doing? Okay. Why is the upstroke? All the strokes are important. All right. The upstroke puts you in position to attack. See, what I'm doing is I'm taking it down to almost slow motion and explaining to you what occurs when you're doing it up tempo. If I'm going, if I leave it down and then come up like that, that's going to be a problem. All right, I'm going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. That upstroke puts me in position to attack. Does that answer your question, Teresa? Hold on, let me get my glasses. I'm sorry, man. I had so many things going on. Hold on 1 second, people. Let me get my glasses. I'm getting some good questions here, and I want to try to answer as many as I can. 1 second. You don't want to leave it down. Why would you want to leave it down? Let me use this example. Leaving the stroke down. Why would you leave a stroke down when the next one's going to be an accent? Because then you still have to lift it, but you're delaying the lift, and that's going to slow you down. You know, when I do a paradiddle, for example, and I'm using the levels, inside of the paradiddle, there's a downstroke, an upstroke, and a tap. Why do I have a downstroke? I hit an accent. Why do I have an upstroke? I'm preparing, I'm in position now, that's my speed stroke, to hit the next accent coming up on the 2. 2 strokes, 2 taps. See that? Downstroke, upstroke, tap, tap. Downstroke, upstroke, tap, tap. That's what occurs when you're playing paradiddles. There's other ways of entry, but this is the most successful I've had teaching and playing. It's a natural thing. It's the laws of physics. You don't fight with the laws of physics, because if you fight with the laws of physics, you're going to have a problem. You're going to lose. All right? For every action, there's an opposite reaction. I'm doing controlled strokes. Now let's go to line number 2. Teresa, did you get the PDFs? Miss Jones, did you get the PDFs? Ed, Randy, and whoever else? Well, if you stop something that's natural, you're going to have a problem. You don't fight the laws of physics. If I'm doing line 2 now, line 2, I'm still referencing off of the stick control book. And line 2 starts off with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now I'm going to eliminate the lefts. And I'm going to eliminate the lefts, and I'm just going to play the rights, which is on the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so now I'm playing the 8th notes constant. I want to accent the and of the whole measure, all the ands. So I reverse the situation. I have 1. I am in position now to attack. And 2 and 3 and 4 and. Got it? Now that's the basic one. That's the first one. 1 and 2 and 3. Second one. 1 and 2 and. See how I kept that down? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. That's the first one. And to the second one. Back and forth. Now, if you hang out with stuff like that, it's slow. You don't want to, speed is natural. You never practice for speed. You practice for control. Once you obtain control, you can take it wherever you want. You have no control. Speed means absolutely nothing. like for example, there's another accent exercise I have using the same concept, but I'm doing 16ths. If I accent 1, 2, 3, 4, then all the ands, what's occurring is what I just did. The first line and second line is stick control book. Okay? All right. Now, it gets a little bit more involved here because we're going to reference two rights in a row. So that means we're going to have two accents in a row. So something else is going to happen. Line 3, I'm accenting 1 and 3 and. So if I'm just playing eighth notes here as an exercise, I want to accent 1 and 3 and. I'm counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now, how do I get the first accent? 1, free stroke. And's an accent of the 1, but it has to be a downstroke. Why? Now I'm in position to hit a tap. 2, then and. I'm in position now to hit the 3. 3 and 4 and. So I have free stroke, downstroke, tap, up. Got it? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So on and so forth. There's a lot of fun to be had with this. This is only part 1 of maybe 4 or 5 or 6 parts because we're going to get into the swing, the syncopation, the triplets, and we're going to play different vamping patterns with the accents. For example, let me just take the drum pit off. If I had put these big sticks down, and like I said, I was going to do it on the drum set. All right. Matt. Yeah. Always get in position. I don't know who here has studied martial arts, but if you do martial arts and you want to punch somebody, your speed is actually the back, coming back in position to attack again, like so. And that's what we're doing now, but we're doing it with the drum set. So let's take that first exercise. Now let's expand on that. What I just did, instead of playing it on one surface, I'm taking and playing all the accents on the floor tom-tom and the remainder of the measure on the snare. 1 and 2. There's a different movement here. It's just going clockwise, counterclockwise. Then clockwise to counterclockwise. And 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, we can have a lot of fun with that. But now, what I was telling you before, for example, I'm going to put this on tom so you can hear me instead of. What we're going to do now is we're going to play 16ths on the bottom. I'll play my bass drum 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll play my hi-hat 2 and 4. Nice and easy, nice and light. So I'm counting or thinking 1E and the 2E and the 3 and the 4. So now I want my accent to be on 1, 2, 3, 4. 1E and the 2, and I'll put them on the right on the floor tom-tom. That's what we just did. Do we all understand that? Any questions on that? I'm just having a lot of fun. I mean, I'm not going to go do all 12 or 13 because they're self-explanatory. You know, you see the F, it's a full stroke. You just need to be relaxed when you're playing these. You don't squeeze a drumstick or grip the drumstick tightly, because what you do when you hold the stick tight, your muscles are tense. And when you make impact and you're holding it tight, the sound doesn't project out, it projects upward. And that is what causes carpal tunnel syndrome. Yeah, well, it depends on the tempo, Miss Jones. Okay, what happens, it depends on how fast I want to do this. If I'm just exercising, like I say, it's a warm up, or I want to understand or reinforce what's natural, how to obtain the levels or the accent, I'm holding on to the stick on the bottom of my stick. I'm not letting that go or holding it like so. A lot of guys, I mean, that hold a stick like that, that takes the integrity or control for me out of the stick. I go 1, 2, I'm relaxed. If you're relaxed, it's all coming from the wrist. Now if I'm going, that's a different technique altogether. That's coming from the fingers, like so. But right now, see how it's all coming from the wrist, not the fingers. That's just a totally different thing. But anyway, if I'm doing this, they're all in the stick control book and in the syncopation book. And, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. I'm going to progress. And it also teaches you how to read. Because what I did is I'm taking it from the stick control book, but I'm going to project from this lesson some figures from the syncopation book. So you're going to do a couple different things at one time without realizing it. You're learning how to read, simple reading. And plus, you're doing some exercises over the reading. And you're developing control. Speed, you have to remember, speed is ridiculous. How fast can you play? I mean, you could play, guys say, I could do that at 250 with one hand. So good for you. God, stay in your garage for the rest of your life and do it at 250. Make it 300. Keep practicing. And when you go out to the gig, they want to play a ballad. 1, 2. Now, what is that 250 going to do you? You need to have control. Without control, speed does not exist. Does that help you out there, Miss Jones? My ring finger is, I'm assuming, this finger here, this fourth finger, pinky, then the other finger, the fourth finger, or from the thumb to fourth finger. Is that the ring finger? I don't get, there's a finger exercise in Shafee's book. I don't really play fingers per se because I'm always relaxed. And whatever I need to do, if it's fingers or if it all comes from the wrist. If your fingers are moving, it's coming from the wrist. Imagine, take the wrist off. What are your fingers going to do? Nothing. Everything comes from the wrist. Does that help you out? Does that clarify what you were? I'm doing taps. I'm letting the stick ride. I'm riding the stick. Yes, they do. I'm in contact all the time. I'm not pulsing with my fingers like that. Comes from the wrist. Let me give you an example of that from my left hand. I mean, I play traditional. I love playing. I learned that way, and I do play over and over again. But I'm going to demonstrate this. The same I have a fun thing with the exercise, referencing off all the stick control book, all the rights. If I'm playing left, now what I'm doing, I'm not doing nothing but letting the stick ride. I'm riding the rebound. So I have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now watch. could play like that all day because I'm not working. I'm not preventing the stick doing what it's supposed to be doing. I'm telling it to rebound. I put it in position to rebound, it rebounds. Now, the stick control book, in my opinion, is the greatest book ever written. Everything you want to know all comes back to all the books that you can buy. Everything that you buy all comes back to the stick control book. Page 5, 6, and 7, and so on after that. The flams, the combinations, and whatever. It all comes from the stick control book. And if anybody doubts that, that's okay. Doubt it. They want to argue, I don't argue. I just simply prove it to you. It's simple. I'm not arrogant or egotistical. It's just a factual thing. Everything comes from the stick control book. What do you think about that one, Ed? Do you agree with that? Now, I'm going to cut my lessons, the days. I've been doing my lessons at 4 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And it's getting to be too much for me. So I'm going to just bring it down to Monday and Wednesdays. 4 p.m. on this site and 7:30 p.m. Well, this week I'm doing 8 p.m. On my site. You agree, huh? Okay. Huh. Well, I don't want to sound like a sexist here or anything, but I treat my drums like I would treat a woman, gently, and sometimes a little rough, and sometimes hard, and sometimes soft. That's my dynamics. I just love my drum set. I maintain it. I occasionally tweak it because every time the drum, if you like the way that sounds, I really like the combination of this. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to do the stick control book again, playing the eighth notes, and then move it. Anyway, being that Teresa's here, I want to say something. I wish I could understand that Portuguese, Marcio. I understand that you're from Brazil. I was in Brazil a couple years back, had a great time, loved Brazil, but nothing like the USA to me. Anyway, I was saying, if you guys are on Facebook, Teresa just started a really good group. It was that Learning Drummers. So you want to hit Teresa up. She's on Facebook. And maybe you want to join that, if depending on where you're at with the drumming. Even if you're a seasoned player, you always learn from even beginners. Okay, but and also there is another group that I also am the administrator on. It's called Rookie Drummers, and it's basically the same concept. It's on Facebook, and if you guys are on Facebook, I use Facebook. I use for drumming, and I like to put all the drummers of the world together and talk about different approaches and different concepts and psychology. Yes. How would I say this? And attitude. A lot of guys have bad attitudes. They have something to prove. They want to be the world's fastest. Who's better? That's childish. We all learn from each other. Learning drummers. That's me. I'm in your group as well. I've learned something there. I learn something every day, every minute of my life, usually. It depends. But anyway, if you guys, I'm not going to open up my site at night. I need to make a living, and that's going to be a paid for site. So if you want to become a member, there'll be lessons every Monday and Wednesday. I changed it for the next couple of weeks to 8 p.m. But we usually do it at 7:30 p.m. to 8:30, and we get into different stuff as opposed to doing accents like I just did, but some funk patterns, some rock development, how to develop the bass drums. I'm going to set up my double pedals and do some double bass drum exercises, and we'll have a whole lot of fun. So if you really want to consider becoming a member, it's $19.95 per month, and you'll get access to all the videos and all the all the PDFs, because there's a ton of them in there. Thank you. I appreciate that, Teresa. Here is my website if you guys want to join. So you hit on that, and if you want to become a member, you can see it every Monday and Wednesday. And we get into a lot of jazz patterns and Latin. We have some guest artists like Mike Clark, Mike Walker, John Berger, Alan Herman, Carl Latham. You know, I'm trying to get Bernard Purdy here, but man, you know, because he only lives about 5 or 6 miles from my house here, or from my studio. So if you guys want to learn this, we're going to be getting into stuff like that. But anyway, I need to sign off. And you can hit me up on Facebook, or you could email me if you didn't get the PDFs. And I'll put you on my mailing list. Let me put my email there. And if you're on Facebook, I'll give you the links to my sites. So here's my email. Okay, guys. It was a joy sitting here. Okay, Randy. I hope I've helped you out, and all the other people I hope I've helped you out. And Ed, man, don't be a stranger, man. All right, guys. Have a good day.